Hello and welcome back, students. Today we are going to see the topic protocols of the chapter Internet. That's the first chapter of Unit 1. Earlier in this chapter, we have seen the functions of Internet and the history of Internet and what are the components are used or terminology used in Internet. So now today the major topic or the last major topic we can say of this chapter is protocols. So earlier in this chapter I told in last video that what protocol is. Protocol is nothing but set of instructions or set of rules through the computers communicate computers to computer or computer to server or server to server if they communicate. That's why we in order to avoid the confusion that whether computer client side or server side, we say the things are entities. So what entities are these? This is the new keyword for you people, entities. So entity is a single machine, whether it is a computer or server or ISP, we call it entity. Entity is nothing but a node or a single machine. Let's see what's written over there. A protocol is a special set of rules determining the format of transmission. So set of rules which determines the format of transmission. Format means on what basis, on what through which rules they communicate or they transfer the data and receives the data, and that ends points in a telecommunication connection when used when they communicate. So when computers communicate, they need to follow the rules, and those rules or set of rules are called protocols. We have different type of protocols here, and it's written over there. It specifies interactions between the communicating entities. Here the word entities comes. Those entities means that those computers or computers and servers. Let us see some of the other protocols and their descriptions. First one is TCP/IP. Is written in that fashion only, TCP/IP, but we read as TCP/IP, and the full form of that, Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. You must remember, you must learn about that, because in examination it may ask that what the full form of TCP/IP. So you must learn that one. It's very easy. That is Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, and it must be written in this fashion only, TCP/IP. TCP/IP is a suite of communication protocols used to interconnect network devices on the internet. So interconnect network devices nothing but again computers, server, mobile and all machines, to all the machine over the internet. To connect those machines or entities, TCP/IP is used. TCP/IP can also be used as a communications protocol in a private network. What private network is? Private network nothing but for a company, for a building only, or for an area only. Suppose in one building they get connected, not outside the building, inside the building only. If 100 of computers are there and they are connected, so that is called private network, and TCP/IP is being used for those only. Next is FTP. Full form again, file transfer protocol. Name only suggests that file transfer protocol, through which rules and on which basis of rules they send or receives the file, controlled by FTP. FTP is a standard network protocol used for the transfer of the computer files between a client and server on a computer network. So if we ask any file from any website, so that is server and our computer is client. So I have FTP receives that request, and it shows that whether the file is appropriate or not, request is appropriate or not. It checks and it sends to the server, and server then sends the file to the client, means to us. It is built on a client server model architecture using separate control and data connections between the client and the server. Only to the server, and between the client and the server. Client is nothing but, client is the user who uses the computer to search or access the file through the internet. Next is SFTP, that is Secure File Transfer Protocol. So what it is? Nothing but it is secured only. SFTP is a secure version of file transfer protocol. It allowing data access and data transfer over SSH secure shell and use the transport layer security and VPN applications. So don't get hesitated and don't get confused for that one. TLS and VPN applications, these are the layers and these are the securities of SFTP. Okay, so there is one thing to put in your mind, that it is secured file transfer protocol, that in a secure way it transfers the file from server to client. Next is HTTP. You are much familiar with the HTTP, that is hypertext transfer protocol. So what it does, HTTP is the communications protocol used to connect to web servers on the internet or on a local network intranet. So HTTP is just used for communication to get web servers on the internet. So to connect to the web server we need to get HTTP protocol, and it's written there on a local network also, that is intranet. Just I told that if a network itself in a building only, not outside the building, inside the building or inside the area, they are get connected. Suppose 100 of computers are connected to each other, and that network is called intranet, that is local network. Now next is HTTPS. Just like SFTP, this is HTTPS, that is secure hypertext transfer protocol. Here it is secured. Now HTTPS is a protocol which uses HTTP on a connection encrypted by transport layer security and used to protect transmitted data from um, eavesdropping. Suppose eavesdropping means to getting hacked or getting open in front of everyone or to the public, the URL or the link you are sharing or accessing. So HTTPS is a secured way of transferring the using the HTTP. Next is NTP, that is network time protocol. NTP is a protocol that is used to synchronize computer clock time in a network of computers. That is very easy. You can also check if you have connected to the internet and just put your computer's time, not the exact one. Okay, you can mismatch the time of current time and just try to access internet. So internet will show that your clock is not proper, so time is not accurate. So please check your time and make it in proper format. So that is checked by NTP only. Next is NNTP, network news transfer protocol. What is it? NNTP is an application protocol used by computer clients and servers for managing the nodes posted on Usenet news groups between news servers and for reading and posting articles by end user client applications. This protocol comes in action one and only for news only. If you have written any news or blogs to share to the server or server to the client, it checks the posting or reading the article, what you are reading and what not. Okay, next is SMPTP, that is simple mail transfer protocol. Name only suggests that what is it. SMPTP is an application level protocol used for sending emails efficiently and reliably over the internet. If you are sending the email, receiving the email, so this protocol, these rules will send the mail or receives the mail. Next is SCP, secure copy protocol. SCP is a means the way of securely transferring computer files between a local host and a remote host or between two remote hosts. Okay, it is based on the secure shell SSH protocol. It commonly refers to both the secure copy protocol and the program itself. So SCP, secure copy protocol, it checks the file if you are sending to the host, I mean the client to client or client to server. If you are sending any copy or any file, so through the SSH secure shell it will check the copy of that file. Next is POP, post office protocol. It's an application layer internet standard protocol. It is generally used to support a single client and to receive emails from a remote server to a local email client. It is used to one-to-one communication between mm, between the client and the server. In POP3, emails are downloaded from the server's inbox to the computer and read them even you are offline. So it is very basic one and it's effective one. If you are offline, then also it checks and reads your email you have received or you are said you're about to send. Next is IMAP, that is Internet Mail Access Protocol. IMAP is used for accessing emails on a remote web server from a local client and enables the users to search the emails. It's very easy one. Name only suggests that internet mail access. Mail access means getting the mail or sending the mail, accessing the mail. Okay, on a remote web server, if you are serving as sending the mail on the server, it checks the local client and enables the user to search the emails. Emails are there on the remote server, on means on the server, and it allows you means client to search the email over there. Next is VoIP, that is voice over internet protocol. VoIP is used for the transferring or delivering of voice communication, that is voice, fax, SMS, voice messaging and multimedia session over IP networks such as the internet. So you people use that voice calling, video calling, and you should means you send SMS and all. So their protocol is used, that is called VoIP. Next is SSH. We have already seen SSH in earlier one protocol. What is SSH? Is secure communication layers protocol that allows establishing a secure channel between the local and the remote computer. So between the client and the server is secure connection. SSH builds. It is a cryptographic network protocol for operating network services securely over an unsecured network. So unsecured network, it checks that one. Operating that network which is unsecured, is not secured one. So to check that one secured or not, I told you that on the first half of the URL you can see that HTTP or HTTPS. If it's a HTTPS, is means secure network, and is HTTP only is there, so it may secure, it may not be secured. Next is Telnet. Telnet is an application protocol used on the internet or local area network to provide a bidirectional interactive text-oriented communication facility using a virtual terminal connection. So Telnet is that what we say, that transmission one or the sending one or the receiving one. What we say, the receiver. So transmission means sending and receiving both. So on that communication, Telnet is used. It allows you to connect to remote computers called hosts over a TCP/IP network such as the internet. So it allows you to connect the internet. SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP, a protocol for sending email messages between servers. Most email systems that send mail over the internet use SMTP to send messages from one server to another. The messages can be retrieved with an email client using either POP or IMAP. So those messages or emails you have sent or you received, it may be recovered and read by the protocol POP or IMAP. So next topic is web browser. So you know that what web browser is just to show the HTML pages or the web information. Web browser is an application software which enables users to access, retrieve and view documents on the internet. It includes web pages, text, images, video and other files. A web browser commonly referred to as a browser. So if you check it here, so you have many browsers are there. This is Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Opera, uh, Conqueror and Safari. Many web browsers are there, those who are accessing or showing the result of the HTML document. So let's see directly the type of browser, that is text-based browser. Text-based browser are those web browser that renders only the text of the web pages. So if you have written anything or any information about the web browser or the website, it shows the text only. Okay, it will not deal with the graphics or the pictures or the videos. For example, Lynx, a highly configurable text-based web browser that provides access to the web in text mode. Next is graphics based browser. What we use generally, that is graphic based browsers. Graphic based browsers are those web browsers that use software's application to display and interact with various images, text, audio, videos on the web page by the user. Such graphic browsers are first distributed by Mosaic. For example, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Apple Safari, Firefox, and Opera. So the general web browsers, what do we use? That is called graphic based web browser. So next is KHTML based browser. It is an HTML layout engine used by the Conqueror web browser developed by the KDE project. So these are the web browsers you should read properly, and you can see that here the uh, snapshot of those web browsers. Now get the next topic 1.13, that is a very last topic of that one, web client and web server. So earlier in this chapter only, the topics we have already heard, web client and web server. Client and server, two names we have already heard frequently. So what are those? See, that first one is web clients. A web client is an application or web browser such as Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Opera, Firefox, Safari that communicates with the web server using HTTP. It can be also a piece of computer hardware or software that accesses a service made available by a server. So once you are using your computer and you are accessing the web pages or websites, so through the web browser you access. So web browsers are written there, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, many browsers are there. Through that you can access. So you are web client. So next is, in this only you can see that web server. Next is web server. Is that web server is a space where web file or document are stored that we use on the internet and to distribute information on the world wide web. Web server is nothing but, you can see that, a large storage over there where all the files are stored you are accessing through the internet. That is called web server. It uses HTTP to serve the file. Serve means to upload, to download, to send, to get receive the files. For those services it uses HTTP only. A computer that hosts website must have web server programs to store web documents. So a computer that host website means those who access the website must have the store web documents. Web server are a computer programs that deliver web content such as web pages, web document, etc. As I told you, that server is serving the document, uploading, downloading, editing, deleting. So whatever the functions or the services it provides, it's a large storage over there to the end user over the internet upon request through the web, through a web browser. So through a web browser we send a request only. If we are using, for example, if we are opening google.com, so we type www.google.com, press enter. If you are pressing enter, it means you are requesting to access the page of the Google, and the page of the Google is stored in the web server, on the web server of Google web server. Okay, so once you press enter, it means you are requesting, your request goes to the server, then server replies yes, you are accessible, means you are connected to the internet, so you can access the page, and then the server sends the page to your computer and your web browser opens that page. So that's the relationship between client and the server. You can refer this one, you can refer this diagram, that here website visitor, it means you, client is using a web browser, so through the web browser it gets the request. See this one, the blue one, the request to the internet, then internet gives the first internet check. The internet means ISP, your ISP, internet service provider, through what you have connected the internet, Airtel, Vodafone, or whatever it is. So it is your ISP. So ISP checks your internet connection and all, it's connected, so you have a valid connection, so it gives the request to web server. That web server and web application server is there only. So web server gives the same thing or same request to the application server. Application server checks that URL and all, it's there or not file, and gives the response to the internet, and internet gives the response to the web website visitor or the client. Then client's web browser receives the information, okay, the website is okay to get downloaded, and the page then gets downloaded or opened in the web browser. The very last topic is website and web page. So first it's written their website, then web page, but we will see the website first. Sorry, we see the web page first. What web page is? Web page is a document or information commonly written in HTTP or HTML that is suitable for World Wide Web. It is also part of a website which stores information in digital form. For example, Cricket is a web page of Yahoo website shown in figure 1.6. So web page is nothing but a page on the internet showing the information of something. So Cricket is the one page or one information on yahoo.com. Okay, here it is. Now collection of web pages or collection of related web pages are called website. See, a website is a collection of web pages, images, video, audio, multimedia, etc., and maintains series of web pages on the World Wide Web internet. A website provides a lot of information regarding education, business, software, games, and different things. We have already seen that what website is. So website is nothing but a collection of related web pages, and it shows the information about the website. So very first page of a website is called home page. It's written over there. The first page of a website is called home page, and it is the main component of a website. For example, the Yahoo website address is https://in.yahoo.com. So now shown in the figure 1.5. So here you can see that one. Okay, see the home page of the Yahoo. So the very first page of any website is called home page itself. So this is the end of the first chapter of the unit 1, that is internet. So if you have any question, any problem, any queries, you can ask here itself, so I will answer it. And meanwhile you complete the chapter and must learn the full form of all the protocols and main topics we have already covered, that is what is web server, what is web client, then web browser and all. So that is very important for you people. Till then, take care.